Hi, welcome back to another Crypto Day video. It's Friday, which means another crypto interest rates and news update. This is for the 35th of July 2020. And as always, before we jump into the news, let's take a look at some of the rates and the rate changes and new coins over this last week. And there have been actually quite a few changes, so quite a lot to cover this week. Three of the big lending platforms here have rate increases and changes. So that's BlockFi, Celsius Network and Ledn. So starting with BlockFi, they've increased the rate for Litecoin from 3.8, I think it was, up to 5%. So that's a nice increase there for BlockFi. Pretty competitive now on Litecoin. Celsius have made quite a few changes. I suppose the headline one is Bitcoin. So 4.51% for Bitcoin, up from 4.03. Still the same if you get paid out in Celsius. Shame that hasn't increased a little bit as well, but we're also seeing these paid in kind rates matched for Litecoin up to 4.51% and also Bitcoin Cash 4.51% there, and these are basically kind of beating out just fractionally some of the 3-month lockups of Crypto.com. So if you don't hold any MCO tokens in Crypto.com, you can still benefit, but you have to lock up for 3 months to get kind of comparable rates to these now. And then I think probably the really biggest increases and the biggest kind of shot this week was that Ledn have announced that BTC interest rates are going up to 6.5%. So this is from 4.1 up to 6.5%. So this is really market leading now. They're beating out BlockFi. BlockFi you get 6%, but only on the first 5. So 6.5%, no tiers or anything like that. And this means in order to kind of match it, even with Crypto.com, you'd have to be not only staking 500 MCO, but also locking up for 3 months. So the flexibility of this is fantastic. And then the day after that, they also announced that USDC, which is their only stable coin that they offer interest rates, that's gone up to 10% as well. And in order to kind of match that, you'd either have to lock up for 3 months on Crypto.com, or you'd have to hold 500 MCO or more to better that kind of rate. It's matched by Nexo, but again, on Nexo you have to own 10% of your wallet value in Nexo tokens. With Ledn, same as BlockFi, no tokens to hold or anything like that. So really good rates increases for Ledn there. So they're the big changes. The only other change here was I mistakenly had a Mise Go shown as 4.20% paid out in CL. It's actually 4.22, so there's just a correction there. As always, if you see any mistakes or any errors in here, please do feel to reach out to me. There's an email address at the bottom here, so any errors, let me know at cryptodavuk@gmail.com. But yeah, quite a few changes here this week with some of the interest rates, and with some of these really big swings. You know, if you're in Litecoin, or certainly if you're kind of Bitcoin, some of these rate changes may be interesting to keep a note on. And then having a look at the actual kind of tokens for each of these kind of platforms, Crypto.com on a really good rise actually this last 7 days, up 11.6%. So this has been going fantastically probably for the last 6 months. Certainly for the last 3 months, it's seen massive gains. Crypto.com, I think their syndicate events are really kind of pushing this forward, but people still buying into the token, up 11.6%, really fantastic. Celsius on the other hand, down almost 8%, 7.8%, a real pullback after some really strong few weeks of growth for Celsius. So I kind of half anticipate this kind of turning around again in the next kind of week. But yeah, slightly disappointing week for Celsius there and Celsius token holders. And then Nexo, something I mentioned last week, their ex-dividend date is on the 5th of August, and I believe dividends are paid out on the 15th of August. So a lot of people, I think, probably taking advantage of that and actually buying into the Nexo token to take advantage of that dividend, which will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. So up 17.3%, fantastic rise for Nexo over the last 7 days. And MCO, pretty much as usual, it's up 1.1% over the week, but basically static. You can see over the 24 hours down a fraction, the 1 hour up a fraction, 7 days 1.1. It's relatively flat, not much different from where it was last year. Over the $4 mark, but it has been fluctuating and even dropping below that $4 mark, which is quite unusual over the last kind of few weeks. And then into some of our news for the last week. So obviously we've got the Ledn increase in rates, and tied to that as well. So USDC 10%, Bitcoin interest rate 6.5%. But what's quite nice is that they are actually locking in those rates till the end of December this year. So if you do move over to Ledn if you want to sign up to Ledn. I do have an affiliate link in the description below to all these kind of platforms. I've got sign up links, but they will start on the 1st of August. It's the 31st of July, but if any crypto you put in wouldn't be earning interest until tomorrow anyway. So from the 1st of August, same for BlockFi, all these changes, and Celsius. From the 1st of August, you will be locked in for 5 months, a minimum of 5 months at these kind of rates. So until the end of December this year, you will get these rates, whereas some of the other kind of platforms can move the rates up and down a little bit. I should also mention, which is something I forgot back here, was that basic attention token, sorry, I should have said this. This appeared only in the last kind of couple of weeks. Last week it was at 6% and it's dropped massively down to 2% on the Celsius network, only 2.71 if you get paid out in Celsius token. So I'm not quite sure why this kind of happened. I don't know whether they kind of like maybe underestimated the amount of kind of BAT they would get deposited into the platform. Maybe they had an absolute glut of it. It was a really attractive kind of rate, 6% odd. So for this to drop down to 2%, I think probably more in line with what we're seeing from other providers like crypto.com. But yeah, pretty disappointing if you had moved your BAT into Celsius in the last week or so. So apologies that I missed that out just now. Yeah, so with Ledn, you're locked until the end of the year now, which is a really nice bonus for them. And then moving on to other things, obviously we've had the BlockFi and Celsius rates increases. Something else on BlockFi which was quite interesting, they've now rolled out a recurring trading feature. So this is basically a way of dollar cost averaging into crypto. So what you can do, if we just expand out this diagram, so you have to fund your account with a stable coin, and then basically you can set a frequency for when you want to trade. So you can set it daily, weekly, or bi-monthly, so twice a month. Twice a month on the 1st and 15th of every month. And then you select the stable coin that you are holding your sort of like monetary kind of reserves in. You choose that, you select the currency you want, the cryptocurrency you want to buy, and then you can dollar cost average in. So you could buy, for example, every Monday morning or every Friday afternoon. You could buy twice a month. You could buy it on a daily basis, something like that. So you can dollar cost average into crypto now if you wish, through the BlockFi, and I believe that's through the website and also through the app. And something else that's coming up is another syndicate event. So crypto.com, the syndicate event. Now I have done the first 6 of these. Neo was the one that completed just this week. So I've got all the stats now for how that's performed, and next week, beginning of next week, I will get the video out on how that's performed, what kind of rewards and returns I've made. But the next week's one, starting on a Tuesday morning as always, will be DAI. So $500,000 US worth of allocation of DAI for the next crypto.com syndicate event. And then finally, looking over to Celsius. If you're interested in Celsius loans, obviously most of these platforms allow you to take out crypto-backed loans, and I've got some videos coming up on this. Now, most of those require you to lock up Bitcoin, but Celsius have now announced 2 different things. So firstly, you can you can collateralize your loan with all 27 coins available in the app. So 27 different coins available. You don't have to do it just with Bitcoin anymore. You can use any of those coins to collateralize your loan. And the other thing is, if you actually use your Cell token to collateralize your loan, you also hold on to the benefits from having that kind of locked collateral. So if you hold Celsius token, you get better rates for crypto-backed loans. You get lower rates for loans that you take out. You also get higher interest rates for the crypto that you have held with them. And you, even if you're using it to collateralize your loan, so you're taking out a crypto-backed loan backed by your Celsius, you still can benefit from the kind of loyalty status, is what they call it, of having a certain percentage of your wallet value in Celsius tokens. So that's quite nice. So you can borrow against your Celsius whilst benefiting from the additional kind of rates and the better rates from that. So that's it for this week. The only other thing coming up is next week. I'm quite pleased and really good timing. I've got an interview with one of the founders of Ledn, so I think ties quite nicely into these rate increases. So I'll be going into a lot more depth about their platform, what makes them different from the other providers. We'll be talking about the rate increases and various other bits and pieces. So if you're interested in this kind of thing, consider subscribing to the channel. If you give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. But until then, hopefully I'll see you on the next video. But have a great day and take care. Bye bye.